Hi everyone, it's Sintang Mayumi. Thank you so much for joining me today. For today's Christmas cards, I'm going to use Hero Art's Christmas Choice stamp set. I already went ahead and stamped my images on a 110-pound Strathmore watercolor paper with Versafine Onyx black ink. I'm using my zig markers to color the images. Some of these markers are already drying out because I use them a lot. It's because I'm comfortable using them. So you know that thing that if you're comfortable using it, you don't wanna change. So that's how I so I'm always using them. That's why they're drying out. So I'm probably going to buy new sets of zig markers next year when I'm gonna wait for them to be dry, all of them, and then I'll buy new set of zig markers. So I'll have the music play in the background and then I'll be back when the coloring is done so we can move on to the next process. After the coloring is done, I'm going to use my Jelly Roll Stardust clear pen to give the images some shimmer. I just added them on parts of the images like the rocking horse. I only use it on the saddle, the bow on the present, dress of the doll, etc. And here are my images ready to go. I already went ahead and die cut these images with their coordinating die set. I have the coordinating dies for these images because my fussy cutting powers can't do it with these tiny ones. I usually just buy the stamp set and I just fussy cut the images, but for these ones I got the die set as well. I also colored and die cut the Christmas tree from this Hero Arts 2018 card kit. I have my panels cut to 8 1/4 by 3.5 inches, and I'm going to add a little bit of tape on the back of the panel to tape it down on the scratch paper, and then I'm going to add post-it tape on the bottom of the panel. I will use stencil from Honeybee Stamps, and it's called the Perfect Brick Stencil. I'm going to tape down the stencil using washi tape so it doesn't move when I do my ink blending. So I'm just gonna tape it down on the sides, and then I'll start my blending. I'm using Fired Bricks Distress ink for the color of the brick, and I'm just using my small blending brush here. And I really like this stencil because the bricks are small, so it's perfect for cards. I'm going to remove my post-it tape and move it to the stencil bricks. I will add color on the floor with Vintage Photo Distress ink, and I'm going to add just a little bit of color, not too much, but I just want it to look like a carpet or floor. Now I'm going to add some splatters, gold splatters on the panels, and I'm just using Gansai Tambi Starry colors, and the one I use is the red gold paint. And now I'm going to arrange my images on my panels, and then I'm going to start adhering them using liquid glue. So for this panel here, first panel, I added the Christmas tree on the left side, and then you can see later that on the second panel I'm going to add the tree in the middle, and then the third panel will be on the right side of the panel. I had so much fun assembling these cards. Even my youngest son had fun too. I stamped and die cut a bunch of these images, and he colored them, and he also assembled his card and made a tag. He told me that he's going to give it to his grandma on Christmas. After I adhered all the elements on the panel, I'm just going to cut the excess paper. And then adhering all the elements or images on this second panel, and I added the Christmas tree in the middle of the panel, and then added the rest of the elements beside the tree. I didn't show you how I assembled the third panel or the card, but you will see it later at the end of the video. For the sentiment, I'm going to use the Merry Christmas sentiment from Hero Arts Out of This World stamp set. I'm going to stamp the sentiments on a pure poppy cardstock from Paper Tree ink with Versafine Onyx black ink, and then I'm just going to cut that sentiments with my bypass trimmer, and I want it to be skinny, that's why I made it skinny like this. And then I'm just going to adhere it on my panel. And as you can see, I made a bunch of the sentiments on the upper right corner. I'm gonna use those later for my other cards. And for the inside of the cards, I'm also using Paper Tree ink holiday sentiments stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp the sentiment with vintage sepia ink, Versafine ink. So I'm just going to stamp the sentiment in the middle of the card, inside the card. After we're done with the sentiments, we're now ready to adhere our panel on our slimline card. And my card measures 7.5 by 8.5 inches and scored in half. And lastly, I added some shimmer on the sentiments using my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen. I didn't add any embellishment sequence or anything because the card is already busy, so I just used shimmer on the sentiments. I had so much fun putting these cards together. I love these images, it's so festive and makes me smile. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I hope you like today's cards, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.